The virus is spreading rapidly in every corner of our city. We'll soon reach an average of 100 cases per 100,000 people, with a significant number of boroughs already over that threshold. Hospital admissions are up, more patients are going to intensive care units, and sadly, the number of Londoners dying every day is increasing again. It's my expectation that the government will today announce that London will shortly be moving into Tier 2, or the high alert level of restrictions. I've had a meeting this morning with the Secretary of State for Health and MHCLG, as well as London leaders and scientific advisors. Final conversations with ministers are ongoing around this as we meet, but I expect ministers to make an announcement to Parliament later this morning. This move is based on the expert public health and scientific advice about what is necessary to save lives in the capital. In addition to the restrictions already in place, this would mean different households in London not being able to mix indoors. Nobody wants to see more restrictions, but this is deemed to be necessary in order to protect Londoners by myself, London Council leaders and by ministers. As part of our discussions, I've also made clear to the government that we need more financial support for London's businesses, workers and public services as we face more restrictions, and I'll continue to make this case. Given how far the virus has already been allowed to spread, and given the government's complete failure to get a working test, trace and isolate system in place, I believe we also need action on a national scale, just as the government's own scientific advisors have recommended. That's why I'll continue to call for a short national circuit breaker. This could save thousands of lives, drive the virus down to manageable levels, and give the government more time to finally get a grip on its failing test and trace system. In London, we experienced the worst of COVID-19 back in the spring. Thousands of lives were lost, and our economy has been left reeling. We simply can't afford for the government to be slow to act again. The supposed choice between saving the economy and saving lives, between restrictions and freedoms, is an entirely false one. Because the later we take the necessary steps to slow the spread of the virus, the more severe these steps will have to be, and the longer they'll have to last in order to drive down infection rates. No matter how much some people want to pretend otherwise and bury their heads in the sand, the truth is that the health crisis and the economic crisis are inextricably linked. That's why getting the virus under control is the only way we can both protect lives and our economy. There's simply no other option. I must warn Londoners that we've got a difficult winter ahead. But just as we've always done throughout our city's great history, I know we'll get through this dark time by pulling together. So I'd urge all Londoners to continue to follow the rules so that we can support our NHS, save lives and protect our economy.